That's why no lazy man can follow the footsteps of a giant. That's why there are few giants. And these giants are considered as mad and crazy by a lot of people who are in the general group. You know, the world is an interesting place. I was talking to some leaders there. You have a stadium here that sits about 80,000 people, isn't it? What's the name of the stadium? Wembley? Okay. Now, there are only 22 people playing. How many? 80,000 are watching. Yeah, 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 yeah. And they will start fighting themselves here. Now, that's what it is in the world. So when you are not doing anything, you look normal. You look very normal. When you are borrowing, you look normal because everybody, 80,000 is borrowing, only 22 are not borrowing. So you look very normal. When you have a business that can feed your family and send your children to school and then get a mortgage to get a house, you look very normal. Now you find some stadium where they do wrestling. Only 2 people are wrestling. There are 20,000 people watching. And one referee who could be beaten, isn't it? That's why those referees in wrestling, they are very smart. When they blow a very bad whistle, they jump out. Because the man may be looking for them to throw them off. And that's why they would never allow a non-wrestler to be a referee. Why? He should be able to receive some punches and still be stable. That's why there are few giants. It's more relaxing. The player is the only one who knew what has gone behind the scene before he appeared in the pitch. The fan doesn't need any preparation other than buy a ticket, waste his money, and go there. The fan has no preparation other than to paint his face and put feather on his head and wrap himself with a flag, and then he's on his way going. He's an entertainer. That's why they call him a fan. Fans are for fun, isn't it? Have you ever seen a fan given a medal? There are some fans, since they became a fan, they have never missed any game of their team. Yet, nobody wrote their name anywhere. They go on their own, they return on their own. I've never heard the name of any fan mentioned by the, people who make announcement. That we have the following fans here from London. No, you can go around the world with your team. You have no identity, you have no name, you have no prize. That's why when you do nothing, you are so normal. Because you live in a community of the world where majority are spectators. This is my 17th nation this year of going around with my madness. And I'm having great fun doing it. It's so important for you to know that no lazy man, that's why the stories of men look like, he's just lucky. Okay, why are you not lucky? Never taken a day off, 30 years. No, that's madness. That's what resulted into his greatness. It is that madness that culminated in his greatness. The middle class is a very comfortable place to be. Just having a means of livelihood, but having no impact on your world. I know there's a giant in you. And by this encounter, that giant will come alive. That giant will come alive. That giant will come alive. The role model principle has its universal application covering every discipline. Covering every discipline. There is no American president that does not belong to a particular school of thought of a former American president. You could tell, and they declare, this is where I belong. You could see the steps they are taking, trying to continue where that individual stopped. You never become a reference without reference. Every great academic paper draws its strength from the quality of its references. And that's what gives you your place in your field. And then people after you now began to refer to you. You haven't referred to others before you, then you are now qualified to be referred to. I overheard someone saying, I don't want to live under the shadow of anybody, some years ago. And my feeling is, then you are vulnerable to the scorching of the sun, because you need the shadow to be shielded from the scorching heat of the sun. If you check through my books, you'll find these references here and there of great influences over my life. I'm proud of such connections. I've been shouting it before their impact became reflective on my life. Whether we ever attend to what they were doing before or not was not important, but they were helping me to know that the steps I was taking were the appropriate steps. If you're in business, identify individuals who have excelled in that business. Go to the website, go to the internet, and check out on people who have made marks in that field. Let them set the standards you are trying to accomplish. Understudy how they develop stage by stage, so you don't kill yourself by trying to do everything overnight. Watch their structure. See how it applies to what you are doing. You are not adopting, you are adapting their principles. And that's the way to maximize your adventure. Your leadership potential can only have full expression when you have individuals that are propping those potentials up in you. You may not have a one-on-one opportunity with such individuals, but their resource materials are so available and so accessible, mostly through the internet, which has made learning cheaper today than ever before. Then you start looking for hard copies all over the world, calling all publishing houses whether they still have this book or not. But today there are many things you can access that will help you know where those things can be found if you need them, and which publishers are now there. There are books have gone into the places where they were authored to find out. They say they don't have any more. Where can I get? Now, it's so important for us to know that this is God's wisdom for maximized destiny. Your leadership potential is at the mercy of the quality of your role models. Say with me, quality. The quality of your role model is not somebody saying, let me be your father. That's not done. It's you finding somebody who has the capacity to father you. Who has what? The capacity to father you. It's finding someone who has done what you are trying to do. Then you can learn from him how he came by it. I don't have any grouch about motivational speaking. They are marketing their stuff. But we have a stronger stuff. We have what? A stronger stuff. Most of the theories they propound are other things being equal, and they are hardly equal. Now we have what it takes to level the unequals. The power of God. Come and say the power of God. They say dream a dream and then you are true. No, many have dreamt and they are doomed. That's one of them. But my Bible says no matter your vision, the just will actualize it by his faith. By what? Okay, trusting in God to get the results and having God's backing to shield you from the arrows of the wicked, the unequal oppositions. Somebody hearing what I'm talking about? So we have an edge. But because we are not marketing our stuff, their own look like the one that's selling. What I taught you yesterday is superior to anything you can get anywhere on how to live a comfortably wealthy life. It will work anywhere. Most of what they teach will only work in some circumstances. This will work anytime it will turn a pauper to a wealthy star, because God cannot lie. This is what I have called the role model principles. Very strange steps taken by great giants, helping you to know that your steps are not that strange, and don't let anyone around you make you feel so as to intimidate you. Because it has been done before, it can be done again. Jesus said, "Follow me and I will make you." Follow me and I will make you. I close with this story of Elijah and Elisha. Well, we understand that Elisha had his biological parents, because after Elijah cast his mantle on him while plowing with 2 yokes of oxen, he left and bade his parents bye-bye, his father and his mother, and then followed after Elijah. And then the sons of the prophets began to mock him. "The Lord will take your master from you today." Don't you know that the Lord will take your master from you today? Now, they were all students in the school of the prophet. But after graduation, they went, and then Elisha continued his tutelage. So, from being master, Elijah became his mentor. And from being his mentor, he became his father. You remember when the casket came and took Elijah? My father, my father. So that man validated by his life and example the principle, the role model principle in leadership development. And by the time he returned and himself smote the waters, they parted thither and thither. He said, when he also has smitten the water, whatever was happening by the hand of Elijah began to happen by the hand of Elisha. And when the sons of the prophet who came to mock him saw that, they said, wow, the spirit of Elijah doth rest on what? Elisha. And they bowed themselves unto him. He took over. There are quite a number of students of great leaders. There are few followers. There are very few followers. Now see the percentage. 50 sons of the prophet, 1 follower. 50 sons, 1 follower. 50, 1 follower. 50 sons of the prophet, 1 follower. 50 sons of the prophet, 1 follower.